Okay, people, good morning. We're just going to have a look at the FE Core website this morning, since there's been a few videos done about this FE Core lately. I'm going to have a look myself. A breath of fresh air. FE Core Inc. A desire for truth is a powerful motivator. FE Core live stream tickets by Robert Scott. Long distance microwave transmission world record attempt. Live stream. $10. Fuck's sake. Let's find out more about this shite. Long distance microwave transmission world record attempt live stream. Is this all they're going to show you? Is this diagram? Long distance microwave transmission world record attempt live stream. So they've got a fucking diagram. The curve of the earth. Obviously some topography here. They have two is it masts? They're sending a wave in a straight line top of the house. What's this going to prove? Already this diagram shows that on a curved earth the waves still travel in straight lines. Well, I don't know. Why have they got this fucking diagram up there? Doesn't explain very much. Distance, radius. That's about it. Bullshit. Bullshitio. How you doing, Sky Fly Bry? Are you staying out of the flying lawnmowers? Hope you're doing all right, buddy. You stay out of those flying lawnmowers. Dangerous. Right. So $10 to watch this. September the 14th. September the 15th. Venue, FE Core Zoom webinar. The fuck is that? Organizer, FE Core Inc. Mind you, there isn't one fucking mention of flat earth. It's just FE Core. About us. Dedication to reality is our strength. Accuracy, discovery, application. FE Core is an organization of individuals dedicated to accuracy, discovery, and application in scientific research. FE Core is unique among research groups because we are dependent of outside control. As individuals perform research, we realized by forming this group, inviting you to participate, we can greatly expand the scientific body of knowledge. We believe there are many discoveries to be made, which have enormous potential to benefit everyone on Earth. Accuracy, discovery, application, oh my fucking god. Tattoos. How cheesy is that? A unique group. Pure cheesy, man. Oh, fuck. What's this, a vegan fucking snack? They saying grace over a fucking vegan snack. Hey, look, I've got my distilled water and my fucking seeds. Yes. As part of a balanced diet, you have your distilled water and you have your fucking muesli in a jar. Hey! High five. FE Core is unique as an independent research group, which does not rely primarily on corporate or government funding. This gives them the freedom to pursue the facts wherever they lead. This is vital to this true scientific method. It is also vital to accuracy, discovery, and application. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, what a fucking horror show. It's a fucking Rocky Horror Show. FE Rocky Horror Show. Fuck's sake. And look at this. Karen B. Endicott. What fucking name is that? Steve Torrance. Mike Kavanagh. See these guys here? When you're being involved in the flat earth for as long as like I have. I think I've been in it probably nearly 4 years. Can't be far off, 4 years, 4.5 years, something like that. But anyway, whilst I was in the flat earth, people like this Mike Kavanagh, fucking non-existent. Steve Torrance, non-existent. Karen B, she was late on it. Rick Hummer, non-existent. Sandor Zekeli, who the fuck is that? Bob and Jern, the Globebusters. These two here and fucking her. But the rest of them, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Fucking goons. Total goons, man. How you doing, Sky? Fly, Bry. Let's see what the projects. What fucking projects are doing. I'll put my camera on since I'm not a shill. Right, FE Core Research Project. Mechanical gyro motion testing. So we've heard all about this fucking thing. Force to the level. This is some dude who's counting back to front. Long distance microwave transmission laser experiment. Oof. Aries failure. FE Core success. See what this shite's about. I've seen the long distance laser fail on so many fucking occasions, because that's what the laser fucking expands. So if you go over like a couple of mile, the tip, that little tip of the laser ends up fucking 10 feet wide. The laser, time it gets over the other side, fuck knows, man. I don't know why they keep pursuing this laser stuff. Measuring curvature. There has been much debate about whether the globe curvature is measurable. If the Earth is a globe of the size we are told, then it must curve downward from the observer at a rate of 6 feet in 3 miles and 24 feet in 6 miles. Many tests have indicated that even 3 miles that require 6 feet of curvature is not observed. Counter claims that the distance is too small or that it is refraction, which produces the still visible portion of the object, must be overcome to establish the facts. Oh my god, man. It's total failure. Look at this. Total fucking failure. How far is this? 6 foot. Can we see the other side? Ooh, you're pointing a fucking laser over pitch blackness. Like, what the fuck? Can we see what you actually done? Right, you're shining a laser out a fucking building. It's... Fuck, is that another laser coming? Is that laser coming over from the sea or some shit? The fuck is this? Holy fucking crap, man. Holy fucking crap. Get involved. If you pay us money, you can read this shit. Oh my god. Oh. Basic membership, 25 quid. Access to FE Core Discord, live coverage of projects, pre-publication access, 50% discount on FE Core events. Ugh. Ugh. These people make me fucking crawl. My skin fucking crawl. Contribute. What can you contribute? Flat Earth Fantasy. Hi, how you doing? Here we go. Twisted. You can be twisted. Your money is obtained by begging. One of the most precious things in life. Your time. An hour spent working is lost for the rest of your life. Wouldn't it be great if your money could purchase something as precious as your time? What if your money could help buy your freedom and the freedom of millions of other people? Since knowing the truth can set you free, then not knowing the truth keeps you in bondage. FE Core members have sacrificed and will continue to sacrifice their time and their money in the pursuit of truth. Truth leads to freedom, and freedom is the most valuable thing in existence. None of us have the money to fund projects on our own, but if we each give what we can, then the research will move forward, and the truth will benefit us all. Ooh. How fucking corny. Look at the fucking scale. Truth, freedom, outweighing the money. I fucking right. Swap this around. The fucking money's hitting the deck, going through the fucking ground. The truth and the freedom is flew in the fucking air. It's away in the fucking stratosphere. Bye, truth and freedom. Bye. The money. Like a seesaw. That's what should be the image. Not fucking scale. A seesaw. Seesaw, way down with truth. Money. Boom. Truth. Away in the air. Goodbye. Donate with coin payments. Fucking bullshit, man. Total shite. You only strim when I sleep. Hey, Skyfly Bry. Pull start. Right, so they've got their cheesy fucking... How do you contact them? We would love to answer any questions or schedule a meeting. Please feel free to send us an email using the form below. That's a big fucking form. Name, message, email. Fuck's sake. So, there's not really one mention of Flat Earth, to be honest. If you were coming in from a totally neutral point of view, you were coming into this, you found this website, FE Core. Fair enough, they're doing experiments and shit like that. Flat Earth hasn't been mentioned once here. Force the level. What the fuck's this? Some goofball with his hat on back to front. Probably Jeranism. In 2016, a young man published a video discussing the shape of the Earth. What the fuck is this? A young man? Could you know just fucking in 2016, a man published a video. A young man published a video discussing. It just shows you the intelligence behind the writing. Again, there's just some shit you just didn't include when you're writing something. And the young man, what was this, a fucking novel? Published a video discussing the shape of the Earth. He suggested that the physical... No, he never suggested. He asserted. He suggested that a physical demonstration of the Earth's curvature should be made. He proposed the building of a fence-like structure with the top rail following a line which would continue straight in space and therefore independent of Earth's shape. This would then demonstrate how the Earth's surface curved away from the straight line of the top rail. For reasons unknown, this young man has disappeared from public forums, but his idea is still active and has great merit. What the fuck is that going to prove? Fucking hell. Is this the best example? He proposed the building of a fence-like structure with the top rail following a line which would continue straight in space. What the fuck is this? What is this? Well, build a fence into space. Is this the next plan? Right, people, we need money. We're going to build a fucking stairway to heaven. We're going to build a fucking stairway to heaven and see if that fucking stairway turns into a spiral fucking anyway. Ooh, the Earth's fucking spinning. But if the stairway to heaven is straight, it goes straight up, Jacob's ladder. If Jacob's ladder goes straight up, hey, fucking flat Earth. So let's build a fucking Jacob's ladder to space, guys, eh? Oh, fuck off. In the summer of 2018, FE Core took to the challenge. As we discussed what was required to accomplish the task, it became clear it was an extremely expensive proposal in terms of building materials and the miles of land it would need. In addition to those obstacles, the required structural features of the fence created an even greater barrier. Oh my fucking god, they got to start begging for money to build a fence into space. What the fuck is this? Are these people serious? Oh my fucking god. I've never actually looked at this website. Oh my god. How you doing, Colette? Colette Whitney? You getting ready for the big game tonight? Today, sorry. Oh my god, this is a joke. Building fences into fucking space. Oh my god, I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one. Then having many pieces which are claimed to be straight would require a source of determining that straight line. Oh my god, it's just total fucking word salad. We discussed using a laser to determine the straight in space line. The straight in space line. We discussed using a laser to determine the straight in space line. What the fuck is that? The straight in space line. Who fucking wrote this? Oh my god. But a laser spreads, and we need to have less than 1 inch over a mile. And no matter what we constructed, the real question is, how can we establish that a line is unbending over the distance of a mile or more? We decided the method is through the science of surveying. We have a member of FE Core with many years of surveying experience who explains how it could be done. Fucking hell. Chris Van Matra lives in the US and has taken on the task of heading up the project we call Force to Level. We established what the margin of error would be using the best surveying equipment that can be found. The surveying procedure is called differential leveling. It requires a high quality differential level. This is a precious optical instrument for measuring angles between designated visible points in the horizon and vertical planes. Our team will use the Trimble DINI model. It can measure to within 1/10,000 of a foot over the distance we will take readings. The cost to buy this device is over $4,000. Fortunately, we found we could rent it by the day. Wow, it's pretty elaborate fucking con. Put up these cheesy fucking diagrams. This is only a tiny bit more sophisticated than the fucking stick men figures they usually use. But this time they've used a couple of numbers, a couple of shapes. Makes it less fucking stupid looking compared to the stick man. Oh my god. Right. There's Eternal Padawan. Most of what they talked about is repeating old experiments when I talked to a few members. Yes, I am hail, mate. Eternal Padawan, you're talking about Brian Mullen's first line at the moment. At least I think he was inspiration for that anyway. Flat Earth Fantasy, hi, I was away. Right, Padawan, I'll put a little, there we go. At least I think he was inspiration for that anyway. It's just a joke, man. It's just a fucking joke. And it's amazing how people give these people money. Not a word of flat earth. I've not seen flat earth yet. I've not seen those two words together yet. But we have FE Core. And just like Sly Sparken says, FE means flat earth. Core means the center. Means the center. Not like the corpse in the army. Like it's core. It's the core. And the flannel shape. The shape of a flannel means that they're up to some dirty shit. They're up to some dirty shit. You need the flannel to clean it off. See, my flannel's the same shape as that. See this? This donut fucking shape? It's called a flannel. And because flat earth are so dirty, they need a flannel to symbolise their cleanliness. Anyway, pish. What's this? Aries failure, FE Core success update. Oh my god. When we introduced the Aries failure FE Core success project, I stated that Aries didn't fail to prove something. His experiment merely failed to support a theory. While that is true, there remains perhaps a more important reason why Aries' experiment. Let's see what I'm fucking saying. Was a failure. That is because, whereas he gathered excellent data from high-quality observations, he failed to determine any meaning or cause of his observations. That is a failure as a scientist, to find facts and simply discard them because you didn't like the facts. Oh, but FE Core come running to the rescue because they know better than Aries' failure. James Airy, what the fuck his name was. James Bradley in 1727 discovered that over the course of 6 months, stars move from the normal location about 20 arc seconds in one direction, and then during the next 6 months, they move to the opposite direction. Oh my god, these cheesy fucking diagrams. And look at the resolution. What is this? Like fucking 10 pixels. This is a schematic diagram of the proposed measurement device. Water, air. camera. Well, people, just looks like a lot of shit. And I wouldn't be giving them one bolt of my well-earned cash. My fucking god. There's a cheesy diagram again. Oh, mere cheesy diagrams. Gyro test 5. Initial speed 7,500 RPMs. Shaft axis points to east-northeast. In May, we reported that the gyro had sustained damage to the rotor. Stefan had a new stainless steel shaft made. That cost them 10 grand. They want your money. The material is much harder than brass and still non-magnetic. This required another dynamic balancing of the flywheel. Oh my fucking god. The bearings on the flywheel shaft were changed to high-precision angular bearings, also known as spindle bearings. They are designed to function with both axial loads and thrust loads. After making these changes, the gyro has been able to reach spin rates of more than 7,500 RPMs. 4 tests at speeds between 6,000 and 7,500 RPMs were captured on video and can be viewed on the FE Core YouTube channel. At 6,000 to 7,000 RPM, the gyro spun at rates useful for retaining its position in space for 15 minutes. Oh my god. Like the fucking you could at least kept the fucking WD-40 out of the shot. Fucking hell, man. Oh my fucking god. Anyway. Gonna have a look at the chat. StreamYard, yep. Flyer Fantasy is part of StreamYard. How are you doing that? Highlighting comments with a high quality user profile pictures. Is it Wirecasting? No, this is powered by StreamYard. See up in the top corner there? It's a new, well, as far as I know, it's pretty new. But you can muck around with this, man. You can play around with some options. There we go. Once you've got multiple guests in. How you doing that? Highlighting comments with high quality user profile pictures. I think I've had enough of this. I think I've had enough of this fucking... Let's see the test results. What are they getting? Pending. Microwave results pending. Mechanical gyro results pending. Pending. So out of the fucking 6 experiments, 4, the results are pending. So you pay your money to help fund these fucking experiments. Pending. You're not gonna answer for these people. It's pending. It's fucking pending. Right, Flat Earth Fantasy, you don't need to even download any software, just type in your email and then you get the login code number. Yep, you don't even have an app. It's not even an application on your Mac. It's good stuff. The only thing it is shit for is audio, Flat Earth Fantasy. If there was any sound on these videos, I'd have to share it through my mic rather than having a desktop audio. But if you can just scrutinize web pages like this, it's pretty cool. Right. Oh, fuck. What is that? Is that like a French flag or some shit? What the fuck is that? You don't click on it. Is it just dead fucking... What's the point? What's the point in this page? Projects. There's a project. All right. Measure curvature of the water surface. Terrestrial laser targeting. Method to measure curvature of water on Lake Balaton, Hungary, and Lake Lissel, Netherlands. FE Core intends to achieve the greatest distance laser optical measurements over water surfaces in Hungary and the Netherlands, connected to a series of refraction experiments. So I take it there's not fucking one place, not even the Great Lakes in America, they can do these experiments. Do they have to be in Europe? Why is that? Why do these experiments have to be in Europe? To study the effects of terrestrial refraction in different ambient conditions at very small incidence angles close to the non-uniform density transition zone above water surfaces, to determine the shape of the surface of large bodies of water. Motivation. Through our previous experiments, we found inconsistencies with the curvature of geoid model over water surfaces, and we hypothesized the theoretical calculation of curvature on the surface of Lake Balaton and Lake Lishel is non-existent. We are researching whether these lakes have a geopotential surface anomaly, or are all water surfaces non-uniform with geoid surface. So they're researching whether the lakes have a geopotential surface anomaly. Fuck. In other words, it's curved. There must be an anomaly. There must be some kind of anomaly. It's curving. It can't curve, man. It can't curve. There must be some kind of anomaly there. We're just going to research into that anomaly. You don't need OBS, Flat Earth Fantasy. Forget the OBS. The OBS uses too much fucking CPU, man. Makes my fucking fan go into overdrive, overheat. My whole computer overheats when I use OBS. It's fucking shit. I don't know why. Motivation. Motivation is the big fucking dollar sign. Money. That's the fucking motivation. Didn't he fucking beat about the bush here? Holy shit. Abstract. The terrestrial laser method was used in order to achieve long-distance curvature measurements over water surface. A super accurate laser aiming device, SALAD, word salad, and a high-precision laser device with a collimation of 0.08 mrad were developed. See, they try and throw in these wee technical sort of jargon to fucking make out they're actually fucking studying something. They're not. They're just throwing fucking word salad here. Through the analysis of the error source models of curvature testing, the optical configuration of the testing devices was optimized. Several target distances in different ambient conditions in different locations were tested. Environment readings are referenced and calculated to reduce measurement errors caused by ambient conditions. Through the above processes, the relative accuracy of the measurements meet the experiment design requirements. The TLT method used in the experiment has high accuracy and practical advantages. Introduction. Fucking. The geoid is defined as a more smooth representation of the Earth and describes the surface that would be assumed by the undisturbed surface of the sea. Water follows the curvature of the Earth. The topographic surface is measured with different surveying methods. Do you know what I mean? Most flat earthers haven't got the quarter of the brain power to know what the fuck this is. And they use so much fucking technical jargon that isn't even meant to be there. It's just like fucking these people that try to sound smart by throwing in fucking fancy words when really it's fucking, it doesn't really mean anything. The general objective of the research to evaluate and compare the results of TLT measurements over surfaces of lakes with the calculation of geoid curvature to determine the shape of the lake surface. Not to prove the flat earth, to determine the lake surface. Jesus, man. Jesus. The scope and limitations. The scope of the study is limited with evaluating and comparing the curvature of the surface of Lake Balaton and Lake Giselle and the effects of small incidence angle refraction. Determining and evaluating the accuracy of the measurements requires favourable weather conditions. During measurements taken on Lake Balaton, there were many limitations, especially adverse weather conditions, cold, humidity, snow and wind. Due to unstable weather, all goals set forth were not accomplished in the time frame allowed, so our measurements were continued on Lake Jizzle in favourable weather conditions. This document can be used as a springboard for further studies for those who are interested in this research of water surface. In this document. What the fuck is this? What is this? What the fuck is this? Is this the tip of the laser? Is this the tip of the laser? My fucking god. They're holding up like a fucking 10-foot fucking bed sheet with lines on it. And obviously the laser is over the surface of the water in the distance. And when it gets to the other side, it's pointing at the top of the fucking sheet. If the earth was flat, that laser would be at the bottom of the fucking sheet. It would probably still be expanded because that's just the way lasers work. The laser, the end of the laser is going to be bigger than the beginning of the laser. So that's always going to happen, flat earth or fucking ball earth. What shouldn't happen if you're measuring across a lake with a laser is this. The green fucking blur at the top of the bed sheet. Again, like, what is that? 10 foot? 12 foot even? Because there's people standing there. Again, you could probably say that's a good 10 feet in the air. But it's funny how it's two separate pictures. They can't show you all one fucking picture for the side. The laser going straight over, side view. That would be cool to see. Why can't we see this laser going over the lake from the side? Like put an observer to the side of the lake and watch it going straight across. And what you would see is a fucking laser going like that into the fucking air. Oh my god. 26th of February 2018. That's bullshit. Later, Eternal Padawan. Games to play. Love games, making fun of flat earthers. Well, I'm not really making fun of them. I'm kind of picking apart this fucking website. It's a lot of shit. Laser beam height calculation. We determine the lowest minimum altitude of laser beam in the curved surface model at the target location using AutoCAD with 14-digit precision and compared the results with generally accepted curvature calculations. When we calculate the corrections for the height of MSL, mean sea level, the WGS84 ellipsoid model, and the difference in geoid undulation, like what? What's the conclusion? That's the conclusion. We determine the lowest minimum altitude, the laser beam on the curved surface, model it. What can you give us it in feet? What's the lowest minimum altitude of the laser beam on a curved surface in feet when we calculate the corrections for the height above MSL? Like, what does this even fucking mean? Laser light travels in a straight line through a homogeneous medium. Light angles due to different refraction indexes is a non-homogeneous atmosphere. We calculate the direction and amount of refraction to show how much laser beam deviation affects the measurement outcome. In a non-homogeneous atmosphere where the index of refraction increases with height, rays of sufficiently small initial elevation angles are refracted. Oh, that's why. It's not the curve of the Earth. It's not the fucking curve of the Earth that's causing this. It's a non-homogeneous atmosphere where the index of refraction increases with height. Rays of sufficiently small initial elevation angles are refracted upwards. This curvature is proportional to the rate of increase of bidirectional index of refraction with height. In other words, it fucking went up in the air. The laser went up. They were expecting it to be straight over, and it fucking went up. That's what they're trying to say here. Map of Lake Balaton showing the measuring position and laser position. So who went to this? Who went to this Lake Balaton? Were the globebusters in Europe at some point? So how far is that? They've not even really put a distance. What is the distance here? 25 miles. New TLT measurements in the Netherlands now go up to 40 kilometres and find lake surfaces of non-uniform geoid surface. The surface of Lake Balaton, Hungary, and Lake are non-convex and the curvature is not detectable. As all large bodies of water should follow the geopotential surface, we definitely prove that the WGSA4 model is incorrect. That isn't even that far. That isn't even that far. Fucking, that's a massive lake. It's a fucking Lake Balaton. Like, this Lake Balaton is one of the biggest lakes in Europe, and they've just fucking measured over the fucking a little fucking part of it. It's a joke. It's a total joke. Laser position, Lake Balaton. Google Earth. Fuck's sake. So what's the point in the fucking picture of the hotel? Is this a fucking hotel or something? What's the point in this? You see it's the same. Here it is here. That was them underneath at the bottom on the left hand side, because this is all their equipment here. You see the gazebo here, and the gazebo down on the bottom right picture. So this is where they were fucking staying to do their stupid fucking experiment. Geoid undulation is a term used to describe the distance of the geoid above, positive or below negative, the mathematical reference ellipsoid. So at the end of the day, if it was a flat Earth, that would all be the same. It would all be the same height bars, fucking, do you know what I mean? And they're all different. They're all fucking different. Lake tides are known to have amplitudes of up to fucking hell. During long-term investigations of water movement conducted in the 70s, no evidence of lake tides were observed. Therefore, we do not expect tides to have influenced the lake level. Right, let's have a fucking look at that one, that claim. No evidence of lakes having tides. Right, let's have a look. Do the Great Lakes have tides? There we go. This is Ocean Service. But let's see, I'll share this with you guys. Share screen. Chrome tab. Do the lake have tides? Do the Great Lakes have tides? See, this is where they should have went to do their experiment, the Great Lakes. View of the Holland, Michigan water level and meteorological station located at the entrance of Makatawa Bay. Historic water levels data has been collected in this vicinity since 1894. True tides, changes in water level caused by the gravitational forces of the sun and moon, do occur in a semi-diurnal, twice daily pattern on the Great Lakes. Studies indicate that the Great Lakes spring tide, the largest tides caused by the combined forces of the sun and the moon, is less than 5 centimeters in height. These minor variations are masked by the greater fluctuations in lake levels produced by wind and barometric pressure changes. Consequently, the Great Lakes are considered to be non-tidal. Water levels in the Great Lakes have long-term, annual, and short-term variations. Long-term variations depend on precipitation and water storage over many years. Annual variations occur within the changing seasons. There is an annual high in the late spring and low in the winter. These changes occur at the rate can be measured in feet per month. Wind and weather conditions on the Great Lakes may create a seiche, an oscillating wave which can be several feet high. In many of the Great Lakes, the time period between the high and low of a seiche may be between 4 and 7 hours, as this is very similar to the 6-hour time period of the tides of the ocean. It is frequently mistaken for a tide. So this kind of, I suppose they're saying it's so minimal, it doesn't look like a tide. It doesn't appear to have tides. Why are there no tides in rivers, lakes, and other waters? Right, weather. Right, Science ABC. Why lakes don't have tides. Have you ever been to a beach and just stood there, admiring the scenery without a worry in the world? There's truly an experience to relish. There is a truly magical feeling into the crashing waves that bring extreme peace to humans. It was at that moment like this when a thought came to me. Can lakes have tides too? Let's take a plunge into this idea and see where we come up for air. How are waves formed? Before we make a decision on the tide producing capacity of lakes, we should first understand how waves are formed. Gravity is the most important force that creates tides. In 1687, Sir Isaac Newton explained that ocean tides result from the gravitational attraction of the sun and moon on the Earth's oceans. If you've ever spent 24 hours on a beach, fucking hell, sounds like there's a drag car outside, man. If you ever spend 24 hours on a beach, you will have noticed that the shoreline changes, sometimes drastically, in a relatively short span of time. This shift is caused by the force of gravitation, which are constantly at play. The force pulls the water up, and tides are formed. Does this apply to lakes too? Theoretically, yes, it does. In fact, this tidal pull applies to everything, even land masses. That might sound crazy, but it's true. So technically, lakes should also produce tides. However, in reality, they don't. This is because, in the end, it all comes down to relative sizes. Because of the small size of the lakes, they contain very small volumes of water. Also, lakes are self-contained, unlike oceans, which are interconnected. Due to these factors, the level of displacement of water in a lake is quite small. According to the NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the most powerful spring tides in the Great Lakes of North America, which combined contain over 20% of all the world's fresh water, amount to a mere 5 centimetres, 2 inches at the most. Therefore, in smaller bodies of water, the tides are simply too small for us to notice. So at the end of the day, guys, tides shouldn't really have an effect on these laser experiments because it's so minimal. The effects of gravity on water is so fucking minimal. But I've definitely seen a tide in a lake. People sometimes say that they've also seen tides in lakes, but there is an explanation behind that. There's something that is often mistaken for tidal movement, which is called seiche, pronounced seiche, or a standing wave, which can reach several meters in height. Let's have a look at this phenomenon. The seiche is a black-coloured wave. Seiches are caused when very strong winds and changes in atmospheric pressure push water from one end of a body of water to the other. When the wind stops, the water naturally rebounds to the other side of the enclosed area. The water then continues to oscillate back and forth for hours, even days. Thus, it appears to be full-fledged tide, which is likely what you've seen in the past. You've probably done it in your bath. People can push the water in the bath and it comes and it bounces back off and it comes back. If you have ever observed water sloshing back and forth in a swimming pool, bathtub, or even a cup of tea, then you've witnessed a small-scale seiche. On a much grander scale, however, the same phenomenon occurs in large bodies of water such as bays and lakes. This is why seiche appears to resemble a tide in a lake, but this effect has nothing to do with the moon's delicate dance with our oceans. So, lakes do have kind of tides, but they're very, very minimal. So the flat earthers can't keep using these fucking, oh, because of the tides. During the long-time investigation of water movement conducted in Sydney, no evidence of lake tides were observed. Therefore, we do not expect tides to have influence on the lake level. Okay. The lake was partly frozen, therefore walking along the beam on the ice or using a boat was not possible, as no data on the ambient conditions along the laser beam was available.
We measured the conditions at the measuring position, laser position. The data showed that there was no significant differences in temperature and humidity between the start points of the laser beam. That's what I was saying before, people. I don't know why. As you can see here, they've got this blue line representing the beam. Why didn't they have someone here in the middle? Someone standing, measuring directly center of the beam on the shore. Not at the starting position, not at the finishing position, but sort of midway on the shoreline, looking left to right at this beam going over. That's what you want to see. You want to see images of that. Okay. By the way, Jed, amazing video. I'm off the game. We'll be starting soon. I wish you all a great day. You too, Colette. Nice to see you. Okay. Oh, maybe you're not, but I am. I'm not as smart as you, so just make fun of them. Flat Earth Fantasy, you should do some stuff on Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Right. I think we've looked at this long enough. As you can see, it's all about the shekels. It's all about the shillings. Shilling for the shillings. And just people just need to watch out for not just FE Core, but there must be hundreds of sites like this. If FE Core can pull something like this out the bag, there must be hundreds for all different fucking conspiracies. And all it is a cult. I mean, what the fuck? Out of the stands and onto the field. FE Core, our game is revealing reality and the game is on. Field Engineers Corps has invited you to come out of the stands as a spectator and come onto the field. FE Corps was founded in November 2017. Its purpose has never changed. Our mission is perform. That's cheesy shit, like. That is cheesy ass shit. Resources means more than just money. Money can buy materials and pay for labour. Donated time and labour is more useful than money, but unless the desire of those to give is organised, very little is accomplished. This is where Open Project comes in. Open Project is a free web-based tool for organising group efforts. This is what the web page for FE Core Open Project looks like. Open Project. Ugh. Fuck off. Right, anyway, enough of this bullshit. No thanks. Let's have a look at the vegan cult, guys. Let's have a look at the vegan cult. Da-ba-dee, da-ba-da. Okay, people. I was trying to explain this to Jamie Brown and his panel, who a few of them were vegans. I was trying to tell them that the vegan diet is now becoming a cult, and it's really detrimental to people's health at the end of the day. So, 8 vegan diet dangers. 1 is irreversible. This is from Clean Eating Kitchen. This isn't a carnivore. This isn't a vegan. I think it's an ex-vegan. So let's have a little look at this article by an ex-vegan. 8 vegan diet dangers. 1 is irreversible. Before you think about going vegan, you might want to learn about 8 diet dangers and health risks that can result from this extreme diet plan. And one of the things I'm starting to recognize vegans, and they're becoming like a stereotype. Like when I was down in Cornwall, I was waiting for a bus with my son, and the typical vegan family turns up. Mum and dad had backpacks on, scruffy kind of second-hand looking clothes, little sort of kids that look wild and hungry and fucking. They can't seem to keep the concentration because they're always hungry. These little kids, and they're just and you can just see it, and dad comes out with, okay, kids, who wants an apple or carrot for a snack? And it's like, I'm looking at my son, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is their typical vegan fucking family. And the little kids are fucking starving, they're stranding that carrot, wishing it was a bit of fucking bacon. It's a fucking shame. And and the thing is, these parents, these vegan parents, they didn't have to endure this shit from their parents. They got given the chance to grow up and eat proper food, and then make the decision when they're an adult to be a vegan. But see the vegans nowadays, they're forcing veganism on their kids, and it's a detriment to their fucking health. And these people should be watched, because I think it's bordering on fucking child abuse. When you're not giving your kid the nutrients it needs to have a fulfilling life and to make the best out of his life, if you're a detriment to that kid's fucking health, you should be seriously fucking looked at. Just like if you were giving your kid fucking, just you're feeding your kid fucking mercury. Oh, I think mercury heals everything. There's that. You stuff your kid's mouth with mercury like the old Chinese used to do. What would happen? You would get fucking arrested for it. And you can now spot these vegan. They've usually got sunken eyes. See the eyes dark under the eyes, and they're usually sunken in. And their teeth usually come as they sort of push further out than the rest of their face. Because it's like the rest of their face sinks in, like fucking, it caves in, and their teeth sort of project out. So they've got this fucking look about them. Have you ever wondered if a vegan diet would help you manage your weight and resolve any nagging health problems? That's the promise that is often made around this trend. I'm here to dispel the myth that veganism is the healthiest diet and works for everyone. When was this wrote? 2018, October 12th, 2018. So it's nearly a year old. I am a former vegan. Most of you know me as the creator of the Clean Eating Kitchen website. Today I wanted to share my thoughts on potential health issues that can result from a vegan diet. I have a master's in public health nutrition, but I'm also a woman on a healing journey, looking to find more natural and holistic ways to feel better and recover from health issues resulting from decades of eating a standard American diet. You can read more about me here. What's this? Got a little advert first. Nicorette. You could be our quitter of the week. What's the video anyway? Legume protein. Soy proteins can cause hormone disruption, including estrogen and thyroid hormone. Risk of anemia due to a lack of iron. Increased risk of depression with low omega-3 fatty acid intake. Risk of vitamin B12 deficiencies, which can lead to numbness, severe joint pain, and short of breath. Inhibition of zinc absorption on vegan and vegetarian diets can lead to weak immune systems. Risk of consuming too much carbohydrate can lead to fatty liver disease and blood sugar dysregulation. Risk of disordered eating like over-restriction and obsession. She looked like a Daniel Cormier, like a female version of Daniel Cormier, the UFC guy. A balanced diet including varying ratios of all the macronutrients will most often provide long-term benefits and a reduction of risk of nutritional deficiencies. Carrie Forrest. My introduction to veganism. Back in 2010, I had a friend who had gone on a vegan diet because she no longer wanted to eat animals, usually referred to as an ethical vegan. This was my first exposure to a vegan diet. I then saw Oprah interview Alicia Silverstone about her book, The Kind Diet, and was even more curious about the purported health benefits of going vegan. I got a copy of the book and was smitten with the idea that cutting out animal foods could potentially fix all the health problems that I was having, especially the inability to manage my weight that I learned years later was a result of undiagnosed thyroid disease. What is a vegan diet? What is a vegan diet? Simply put, it is one that excludes any food that comes from an animal. This includes egg, dairy, meat, fish, poultry, and even honey. A vegan diet is often known as a plant-based diet. Some people take a vegan diet even further and embrace it as a lifestyle and will not purchase or use any clothing or personal care products that include animal-based ingredients. So what do vegans eat? If a vegan diet does not include any animal products, then what does it include? Vegans eat vegetables, fruits, whole grains, soy, legumes, beans, nuts, and seeds. A vegan diet doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy, though, since it, by definition, does not exclude a lot of processed foods, sugar, or gluten. A whole foods, plant-based diet is more often the term used for an approach that includes fewer processed foods and a greater emphasis on fruits, vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. A vegan diet is an extreme diet. Although some people may thrive on a vegan diet or plant-based diet, it should be noted that it is considered an extreme diet because of how many foods it excludes, as well as the potential for nutritional deficiencies. This article includes 8 real problems that can result from a vegan diet, including my experience as a woman whose health declined as a result of being on a strict vegan diet. Please note, my intent with this article is not to discredit any of the benefits that can result from eating more plant foods, but to provide cautionary evidence of what can happen if a vegan diet is taken too far and warning signs are ignored. So people, here are the 8 vegan diet dangers. And 1, legume protein sources can increase the risk of leaky gut. Since a vegan diet excludes all forms of animal protein, including meat, fish, eggs, and dairy, people following a vegan diet often turn to legumes as a plant-based protein source. Legumes have high levels of anti-nutrients, including lectins, phytates, both of which can increase intestinal permeability, also called leaky gut. Ugh. Who wants leaky gut, eh? And guys, I think this whole extinction event, this whole carbon, oh, you're destroying the world with your carbon, you're farting. It's like, it seems to be linked with this veganism movement. And what's crazy is that if every human on Earth became a fucking vegan, imagine the farting. Imagine the methane that'd be coming out of all these humans' arses. I think we've just got a bee coming. Soy protein sources can cause hormone disruptions, including estrogen and thyroid hormone. Again, as a result of excluding all forms of animal protein, vegans turn to soy as a protein source. While unprocessed forms of soy may be okay for some people, processed forms of soy are commonly found in a vegan diet, including tofu, soy milk, and soy-based processed foods sold as meat substitutes. Processed soy foods are no better for human health than any other highly processed foods, but with the added risk of hormone interference due to phytoestrogens found in all forms of soy. Read more about the dangers of eating soy. Oh, it's a big fly, man. You get rid of it. That's what happens when you sit with your door open. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to swat this fucking fly. Okay, people, I think I got rid of that fucking blue bottle. I thought it was a bee or a wasp at first, because that's what it usually is, but it was a big badass fucking blue bottle. So, we're back, people. So, it's the soy protein in these fucking vegan diets can turn you literally into a fucking woman, because it disrupts your hormones. And people, your hormones and your glands are very important. You need a proper diet to keep them under control. I eat a lot of mussels a week. I must eat a couple of jars of mussels a week to get iodine. Most people are iodine deficient, and it's hard to get iodine in your food. But if you go for shellfish, you can get the iodine in your food, which controls your glands in your neck, which controls your metabolism. So it all has a sort of knock-on effect. Right. Risk of anemia due to the lack of Hem iron. Iron deficient anemia is the most common nutritional deficiency in the world, and both vegans and vegetarians are at higher risk of this condition. While plant foods contain a form of iron, it is called non-hemi-iron, and it is much less absorbable by the body. Iron deficient anemia can lead to serious symptoms, including fatigue, and women of childbearing age should be aware of how a vegan or vegetarian diet can quickly lead to anemia. While iron supplements can be taken to help reverse or prevent anemia, most women dislike taking iron supplements because of negative side effects. The simple solution is to consume hemp-based iron from red meat sources. Always choose organic and grass-fed sources. I buy my meat from US Wellness Meats. So, and I've heard this too, that the lack of iron in a vegan diet, there's women out there that their periods have stopped. They've stopped having a period because they're so deficient in iron. And their body must be just holding on to the last bits. If they have a period, that's probably the last of the iron in their bodies, in their system. So women that have periods, they need iron more than men because they have a period every month. So a vegan diet has more of a detrimental effect on women rather than men. Increased risk of depression. Since vitamin B12 is only available in animal foods, vegans are at much higher risk of developing a deficiency in this vital nutrient. In fact, most nutrient professionals agree that those on a vegan or vegetarian diet must supplement with high quality vitamin B12 supplement to avoid irreversible health conditions that can result from deficiency. It should also be noted that many people with a genetic variation known as MTHFR that can impact how B vitamins are absorbed. In this case, even certain B vitamin supplementation might not be enough to prevent a deficiency. Inhibition of zinc absorption on vegan and vegetarian diets. Similarly to vitamin B12, vegan and vegetarian diets can result in low zinc status. It is theorized that the problem in this case is that higher consumption of plant foods containing phytic acid may inhibit the ability of the body to absorb zinc. Because of this potential issue with zinc absorption, it is often recommended by nutrition professionals that vegans and vegetarians should increase their intake of zinc up to 50% of the recommended daily allowance to ensure adequate levels. The risk of consuming too much carbohydrates. Vegan diets are generally lower in protein and can cause blood sugar swings in certain individuals. There is also risk of over-consuming carbohydrates on a vegan diet, especially since legumes are often consumed as a protein source. Over-consuming carbohydrates can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, blood sugar dysregulation, and other troublesome symptoms. Eating a diet that includes moderate to high levels of protein has been shown to have positive effect on satiety and weight management. Satiety, I think that's when you're full, when you're satiated. Satiety. When you're satiated, I think that's when you're full. The technical term for being full. Risk of disordered eating. Orthorexia is a type of eating disorder that is defined by an over-fixation on healthy eating patterns. It can result in over-restriction, obsession, and other serious eating disorders. At least one study found that vegans and vegetarians tended to display more orthorexic eating patterns, and most eating disorder specialists do not recommend restrictive diets such as veganism or vegetarianism for people trying to recover from an eating disorder such as orthorexia. Right, so this is her experience. My experience with being vegan and moving away from veganism. The first year on vegan diet was okay. I had a hard time giving up some of my favourite foods, especially dairy, yogurt, and eggs. I didn't lose any weight going vegan, but I had reduced acne outbreaks since I stopped eating dairy. I'm still dairy free. About 1 year into my vegan diet experiment, I started experiencing an outbreak of hives after eating. The hives were intense. One morning, my eyelid was swollen shut. I thought perhaps gluten might be the issue, so I also then cut out the gluten. Around that time, I also came across a more extreme version of veganism, one that cuts out all the oils, processed foods, refined carbs, and sugar. I thought maybe, just maybe, that I found the answer to losing weight and feeling good. One thing led to another, and I was eventually diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 2012. My world came crashing down. At the time, I had been following this extreme form of veganism for almost 2 years, and I thought I was supposed to be protected from such a terrible diagnosis. I continued on the vegan path even after my diagnosis and treatment, thinking if I just tried harder or got more restrictive, then I would be healthy. My diet got more and more restricted, and I felt an eating disorder mindset start to consume me. I was always hungry, yet I wouldn't allow myself to eat the foods that would nourish and heal me. Finally, after careful thought and lots of fretting, I decided to stop being vegan. I wrote a blog post about not being vegan anymore and lost a lot of friends over my decision. That blog post has over 500 comments on it. Once I was immersed into the vegan culture, I made it that much more difficult to mentally make that mental shift of eating meat again. I experienced bullying and shaming when I wrote publicly about my decision. So this is this uh, compassionate fucking group of people that love animals. They love animals, and animals should survive, and animals should. But on the other hand, vegans hate humans, and they hate human health. They despise humans, and this is kind of satanic. And the whole idea that God made man in His image. Well, this is why I think satanic people don't like the image of man. They'll try and distort it. They'll cover themselves in tattoos, piercings. They'll favor animals over people. Ultimately, I consulted with a dietitian, an eating disorder specialist, and a functional medicine practitioner to recover my health and a balanced relationship with food. Conclusions about vegan diet dangers. Certainly, not everyone has a negative experience on a vegan diet. There is plenty of people who benefit great from adopting certain aspects of veganism, including incorporating more vegetables into the diet and understanding the importance of not purchasing or consuming factory-raised meat. I eat a lot of vegan foods and still create a lot of vegan recipes, especially since I'm gluten-free and dairy-free to manage my autoimmune-related inflammation. I try to eat a variety of plant foods while including animal protein with every meal. This is what works for me. I don't think there is one size that fits all diet. I really don't. The bottom line is that it's important to be aware of the risks of extreme diets and any quick fix or approach to health. Based on my experience and exposure to the scientific literature on nutrition, a balanced diet, including varying ratios of all the macronutrients, will most often provide long-term benefits and a reduction of risk of nutritional deficiencies. So, and here's the references. So people, before you go vegan, be aware that it's a dangerous diet. Here's some comments. Let's see if the vegan cult is let's see if the vegan cult is in our comment section. Thanks for sharing your experience on a vegan diet. I'd like to add another possible downside to a vegan diet. Increased tooth decay. I never had cavity problems until I started eating vegan. Now that I have started eating more balanced, I hope my dental problems are resolved. And I've heard this a lot with vegans too, because they drink a lot of smoothies. And people think smoothies are the fucking God's fucking gift to these health fucking people, these vegans and shit. Fucking smoothies are jam packed with fucking sugar. Smoothies are jam packed with fucking sugar and carbs. So you've got these vegans, they're now making gum shields. They're making fucking teeth protectors. So because they drink so much smoothies, their teeth are rotten, they're falling out their mouth. Well, thanks for sharing your experience, Erin. And I hope your dental health improves as well. I relied so heavily on sugary fruits when I was a vegan, and my blood sugar just feels so much more stabilised now. Best of luck. AK says tooth decay is due to citrus foods like apples, oranges, lemon water, etc., not veggies. Maeve Jade says the article was written well. Often articles attack one side or the other, but you've managed to demonstrate your views while not putting down the other side. I am 15. I've been vegan for 3 years. I've watched my nutrition and vitamin levels, but they've never gone below average. Yes, a vegan diet is not an option for me. Saving the animals is worth it. I encourage everyone to give the vegan life a shot. Take the leap for the future. It's a shame. It's your typical 15-year-old. It's probably influenced by vegan mum and dad. Paula says, I've not eaten red meat since I was a teen. Over the years, I've been vegetarian, lean, vegan. I was vegan, but I've been told that my Hashimoto's low-function thyroid and IBS have been caused by my diet. So that's irritable bowel syndrome. This is when you can't control your bowels. It has been a tough pill to swallow. I have struggled with having to give up the diet I like I haven't for years. But my health is at stake. I recently began to add fish and eggs. It has only been 2 weeks, so I'm not seeing much change. I pray that by adding fish and other healthy fats and limit grains and beans, I will regain my health. Sending much love and hope, Paula. I'm really hoping that you start feeling better soon. I'm sure you've been through so much. Hi. 4 months ago, I began a whole plant food diet. I've been living with Hashimoto thyroiditis for many years. Not quite 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with pancreatic insufficiency. After extensive reading, I decided to follow the WPFD. I began to feel good after only a couple of weeks, and I had enough energy to return to taking exercise classes and moving again. Now, the last 2 weeks, I feel terrible with almost daily headaches and lacking any initiative to do much. In March, my B12 level was 11,711 pg milliliter range. My primary doctor told me to stop taking the B12 supplement. She also lowered my thyroid dosage, having a low reading of 0.30. Any suggestions what I may be missing here? I try not to eat much soy, but most dark greens seem to interfere with my thyroid. I have not eaten meat since my 20s, and I am a senior now. Thanks for your advice. My doctor is not working with me here. I think you need to find a doctor who will help you figure this out, Betty. There are lots of resources to find a functional medicine physician who will know how to get your labs straightened out and get you feeling good again. Tina says, hi Betty, look for a plant-based doctor. Doctors in general are still following the old milk, eggs and meat pyramid. I have been vegan 1 year now. Initial 8 months was hell as my IBS was full on, diarrhea for months. Doctor didn't listen, rolled his eyes when I said I am a vegan. Wouldn't hear it that I have IBS, although the previous year, prior to becoming vegan, I had same symptoms, months of diarrhea. Well, finally, I'm past all that and feeling better. I'm taking a 1-a-day vegan multivitamin. I just keep funding the big pharma, because this is what big pharma want. And this is part of the vegan diet too. This fucking, the supplements, all these tablets. Supplements are fucking tablets at the end of the day. It's drugs, it's pharma. So all these big fucking pharma companies are making fucking millions out of these vegans and the supplements. And I got iodine, guys, and I put it on my chest. It was like a yellow liquid. I rubbed it in. It would stick to my t-shirt. It would get on my bed. It was a horrible way. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm funding some fucking big pharma company by buying this. So I started looking for iodine in food, and I found that mussels are packed with iodine, and we get them in jars here, pickled mussels. So now I just have a couple of jars of mussels, and that keeps my thyroids, my glands, everything working properly. Because you need the iodine to help your glands work and control your metabolism. So buying all these supplements, all you're doing is funding big pharma. That's all you're fucking doing. Brian types with his mouth. Right. Paradise Found says, heaven is a literal place, a celestial sphere rotating inside the motionless concave earth. Flat earth is a psychological operation to hide this truth. Paradise Found could be. I'll not disagree, but definitely not a ball 25,000 miles in circumference. How come? Says Flat Earth Fantasy. Paradise Found says, Amen, Brian. Right. Multivitamin. I eat a lot. That's another thing. Vegans are eating all the time. It's a bit like a fucking cow or a sheep in a field. All they do all day is fucking chew. Just chew, just to get the carbs, the cholesterol they need to survive the next day. And this is why they're pretty dumb creatures. They're pretty dumb animals because they have to sit chewing and eating and digesting all day, while meat eaters like lions and wolves and fucking other animals, you see that they're more social. They'll hunt our food, they'll eat it in a pack, they've got the order of who eats what. The alpha will eat first, the omega will eat last, the little cubs will get their little bit at the end. And it's a social thing, and this is what creates intelligence. This is what fucking creates intelligence. This quick protein, so we've got time to do other fucking things instead of just sitting in a field, just fucking munching on grass. And that's the difference. That's what the vegans use. Look at pandas. Look how big pandas are. Look how big rhinos are. Look how big gorillas are. But what do? They sit in a fucking jungle or stand on a fucking plain and eat veg all day, all fucking day. Do you want to be that fucking creature? No brain, eating veg all day. Recently, my sleep was I take it that's interrupted after having jet lag from a long journey. Found out my blood sugar was dipping during sleep, so my brain was waking me up as it needed more energy. Now I drink a little oat milk before bed and a slice of bread with a little cashew cheese spread on it. Brain energy restored. Cashew cheese. Cashew cheese. Cashew cheese. What the fuck is cashew cheese? Hope you find a plant-based doctor. Please let us know here. All the best. Oh my god, this is a typical... They can't see past their vegan fucking sunglasses. And this bullshit about cashew cheese. What is it with fucking vegans trying to replicate fucking meat products or animal products? I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. Meat is bad. Animal cruelty is bad. Oh, do you like my vegan hamburger? Do you like my vegan sausage? It's like meat eaters trying to make a meaty meal, look like vegetables. So they're trying to make their sausages look like carrots. They're trying to make their fucking steaks look like cauliflower or some shit. Like that is a fucking mental illness. When you are against something, but you're trying to replicate it on your plate, like a fucking vegan hamburger or a vegan fucking sausage or vegan scrambled egg, but it's not eggs. It's like fucking nuts or fucking oils or some shit like that. It is definitely a mental illness. Definitely. Why can't a vegan make a vegan meal that doesn't resemble meat? So Shauna Evans says here, I have 2 vegan friends who have had to have liver transplants. Is this due to them not getting all the amino acids the liver needs? Not enough nutrition. One wonders. Jean says, wonderful, informative article, Carrie. My experience caused me ill health after 3 years of vegan diet. My hormones became way out of balance, throw me into an estrogen dominant situation. And this is probably where you're getting all these fucking soy boys. Because they're not eating meat, they're eating all this fucking soy. And soy has got estrogen in it. And estrogen is the opposite of testosterone. It's like what makes a woman, estrogen. Testosterone is what makes a man. Well, all these little fucking yuppies, these fucking these soy milk drinkers, and they're just turning into fucking women. Right. Cholesterol regulates hormones. Several Obbins couldn't figure out what was going on with me and suggested the pill or antidepressants. It was paralyzing, just terrible. I craved eggs and chicken, and one day the craving was so intense I went to my local market and bought a rotisserie chicken and a dozen eggs. It took a month or so to rebalance completely. 2 years later, I'm doing very well on a vegetarian diet. I don't look at it as a failure, just meeting my body where it is, tuning into it, its needs, and providing it with the required nutrients for optimal health. Love your blog. Thanks for sharing that, Jean. Your experience sounds a lot like mine. I'm so happy to know you're doing better. I thank God I got your post. I have been a vegan since January the 1st and I have started getting hives. It's about a week now and my eyes are very dry and hard to open in the morning. The hives are on my face and neck as well, and makeup doesn't hide it. Could you give me the first step to take at home to remedy this? I'll do what I have to do, but like you, I don't ever eat animal anything. I am 57 years old and post-menopause. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to hear that, Linda. Getting hives was a reaction I had too. I started taking a high-dose probiotic to heal my gut from all the beans and foods that didn't agree with me, and slowly I recovered. You might Google gut healing protocol to find more info. Bone broth is traditionally known to help with the gut healing too. Sending my very best. Hi Carrie, I've come across your post while doing some research on not eating meat and fertility. I was a vegan for about 8 years and for the past 4 years I've included fish back into my diet. For the past year I have reintroduced eggs. I've been having really strong cravings for red meat lately and I have considered eating it again. I'm curious to know if there's any relation to non-consumption of meat and infertility. I also must mention that I am an O positive blood type, thrives on meat and animal protein. Any tips or articles to check out? Carrie Forrest says, hi Kat, did you see this article? I also recommend checking your omega-3 status, iron status, ferritin level, vitamin D and B levels, homocysteine. I am of the mindset that if your body is craving something, that it's important to listen. And guys, I get that. I crave red meat, and it must be like if you're deficient in something like iron or zinc or these little micronutrients, your body starts craving it. I start getting this craving in my teeth. I can almost feel it in my teeth. It's like a non. I need to bite some meat. I actually get that craving. I said it to my girlfriend. I says, I actually crave red meat, and she thought she's a bit skeptical. Can you crave red meat? And we looked in it, and yep, you can crave red meat because you need certain nutrients from red meat that you can't really get anywhere else in the plant world, including B12 and 15 other nutrients. Right, I came across your article and searched for insight on healthy eating habits. I am so frustrated as doctors haven't been of much help. Being told that exercise and dieting is a solution, but no details or assistance, then diagnosed with fibromyalgia, hyperthyroidism, PCOS. It has been rather stressful. Once again, told diet and exercise, then added a few things to avoid, like sugars and starches, but of course, no in-depth information on how to or even why, really. I was told to consume mostly protein and dairy. Then I read that isn't the best for PCOS, etc. It's all confusing. Let's just say I'm at my wit's end about it. I'm looking into a book, Medical Medium, as soon as it is delivered. Thank you for sharing your story and information. Hi, Crystal. Thanks for sharing some of your story. I understand your frustration because I've been there too. I had both PCOS and thyroid disease. The best book I've found to help manage my PCOS and other issues is a Period Repair Manual by Dr. Lara Bryden, the second edition. So, guys, this PCOS is something to do with women's periods. And the vegan diet is fucking terrible for women's periods. And it makes them infertile. It stops their periods because they're lacking in iron. She does give some diet advice, but also supplement info. It's an amazing book. I wish I'd read it years ago. She recommends lean protein, complex carbs like sweet potatoes, and no dairy or gluten. Let me know if I can share any other resources. I want you to feel better. Oh my God, there's fucking loads of comments. Loads of comments. I can't be bothered reading them all, but my point is, people, the vegan diet is an extreme cult diet. To enforce it on your kids is child abuse, and it's a detriment to their health. It's part of the plan to depopulise or keep the population low. It's part of the plan to sell big fucking tablets through big pharma with the supplements. And it's a way to turn your average man into a big wrist-flapping sissy. And when you've got such a bad diet like the vegan diet, the brain must be just constantly like, you probably can't deal with much apart from thinking about food. So I can see why the powers that be would push this vegan bullshit, along with the extinction, because they try to link it in with the carbon stuff. Oh, if you run a vegan diet, it'd be a lot better for the environment because you wouldn't be eating the cows who are farting into the sky, who are causing carbon change or fucking climate change. But if all humans were fucking vegans and started farting into the atmosphere, fucking hell, we'd probably just speed up the process. You know what I mean, guys? Anyway. So, who's in the chat? Dan, Guinness, got iron in it. Brian Fury, water's your proof. The earth is covered in water. No water can be even flatter than it already looks. I still don't mind thinking earth is a globe. Rock Lover, Dell will never tell his cult that on his basketball-sized earth to scale, the ocean sat on it would be less than a sheet of paper deep. Flat earth can't scale. Well, Rock Lover, I done a video about that about 2 years ago. And my point to Dell was that a billiard ball, a snooker ball, has got more deviation. If you put a microscope up to a billiard ball, it's still got more deviation and undulation than the earth. If you put a microscope up to a billiard ball, there's more dips and curves and fucking than the actual earth. So I've already explained this to Dell, but you live in Scotland that has the finest seafood and you buy shellfish in a jar. Yep, well, the shellfish in a jar is a quick and easy. Like I had mussels down at Cornwall, steamed mussels, Thai style as well. I got a little tub of chili where I scooped my shell in and pulled out with my teeth. Oh, it was lovely. But not everybody can eat like that every week, like a bowl of steamed mussels and stuff like that. So at my work, in my packed lunchbox, I have a little jar of pickled mussels. Every other day I have a little jar. Most of my workmates can't stand me eating them because they don't like the fucking sight of them. But it's an affordable way to get good nutrients. Who's making claims? Says Flat Earth Fantasy. Flat Earth Fantasies, I'm not making any claims. I'm just a Globe Cult follower. Talk to my leaders, the NASA. You're making the claim, and everybody in mainstream science. Well, guys, I'll put the link out there if you want to discuss this on the panel. You are more than welcome. It is a chilled out Sunday. I'm sure nobody's got to get too irate. Like I said, I'll copy the link. If anyone's got any opinions on the vegan diet or flat earth or evil white people, feel free to join. Because I'm an evil white guy, people. This is why I'm doing this, because I'm evil. I'm trying to give advice to fuck you up because I'm an evil white guy. I'm too white. But it's in our nature. We were born to be evil, white people. So you're making the claim, and everybody in mainstream science. There is a middle ground when it comes to the flat earth. There definitely is a middle ground. Me, I don't believe flat earth. Don't believe it's fucking a thing. I think the Earth is globular in shape. I think there's curvature. But at the same time, one has got to ask yourself, why all this bullshit from NASA about TRAPPIST systems, about fucking gravitational waves, all this theoretical fucking mumbo jumbo that kind of makes them look stupid. Bodies of water cannot conform to the exterior of shapes. I've never heard that one before. That's new. That's a new one. Bodies of water cannot conform to the exterior of shapes. Yep, that's definitely a new one. I've not heard that. That's a good one. Ignored. You're just a record now. Sorry, man, there is no curvature. Take another. Right, people, I might just end this stream, in fact, and start a new one, because I kind of liked the information here. I didn't want to drag it out too much, so I might just end this and start a new one. The sun doesn't make circles above our head. And you're right. If the sun was moving over our head, guys, and we weren't spinning, the sun is going over our head. Why doesn't it change size? It should be small in the distance. And the time it's above your head, it should be fucking 10 times the size. And by the time it goes back over into the sunset, when the sun is setting, it should be a tiny little fucking ball again. But it's not. It's the same size throughout the whole fucking day. Why is the sun the same size throughout the whole day if it's moving over our heads? That doesn't make fucking sense. The title of this hangout is the antipodal point to Jamie Brown. At least he is over FE. Yep. I was saying this last night, Theodore. It's kind of a joke, the title of this, because yesterday I didn't get much viewers in, and I says to VB and Vlad, I says, I wonder if I've put flat earth, veganism, evil white guys, Trump, Boris, shite like that, if I put that in my title, will I get more people to watch? And it looks like it fucking works. Looks like if you put razor clams. So Rock Lover saying, buy a big bottle of salt and take your boy to the beach and hunt for razor clams. Put the salt down the hole and they pop out. That's true. And razor clams are meant to be very nutritional. The Polish people, they fucking know about the razor clams. They're down there fucking doing that. But to be honest, I've never had razor clams. I've never eaten a razor clam. Let's check it out. Let's check out the nutritional benefits of razor clams. Right, let's screen share. Okie dokie. We have the Pacific razor clam. I think where I'm from, I think it'll be called Atlantic razor clam. How to catch and cook razor clams. Pacific, here's razor shell. There we go. Right, the razor shell, Incis magnus, also called razor clam, razor fish, or spoot, colloquially, is a bivalve of the family Faradeae. It is found on sandy beaches in northern Europe, south to the Bay of Biscay. In some locations, the common name, razor shell, is also used to refer to members of the family Solindae, including species of the genera Ensis and Solin. By some taxonomic classifications, which include the family Ferindae within the family Solindae, it prefers coarser sand than its relatives E. ensis and E. siliqua. Okay, so here's the razor clam, people. And if it's anything like mussels, they're a brilliant source of nutrition. It is known for its elongated rectangular shape, which presents a similarity to the straight razor, whence its name. The razor shell has been known to reach 23 centimeters in length. The dorsal margin is straight while the ventral margin is curved. It can be easily confused with the slightly shorter 15 centimeters and more curved E. ensis. in which both front and back are curved and parallel. Razor shells have a fragile shell with open ends. The shell is smooth on the outside and whitish in colour, with vertical and horizontal reddish brown or purple-brown markings separated by a diagonal line. The periostracum is olive green. The inner surface is white with purple tinge, and the foot is creamy white with brown lines. Razor shells have been found to be vulnerable to germinoma, a variety of tumour. Many intertidal populations of razor shell have declined as a result of overfishing. The species is in decline in many areas. Razor shells are very sensitive to minor perturbations in, for instance, salinity and temperature. They will emerge from their burrows if salt or brine is poured in. The razor shell lives under the sand, using its powerful foot to dig in a safe depth. Its digging activity comprises 6 stages, repeatedly cyclically. A digging cycle involves interrogation of the muscular foot, which take up a large part of the body. With the opening and closing of the valve at one end, the foot is inflated hydraulically, extending down into the sand and anchoring the animal. Deflation of the foot then draws the shell down. The razor shell also squirts water down into the sand, removing loose sand from its path. The foot is thought to exert a pressure of about 196 kPa, 2 kilograms. It's maybe 2. That can't be kilograms. A square centimetre. Its presence is revealed by a keyhole-shaped hole in the sand made by its siphons during the suspension feeding for plankton. Right. It doesn't really tell you the nutritional value though. Let's see. Razor clam. Razor clam is a name for a long, narrow, and saltwater clams. We have razor clams available which are made of the sword razor. This type of clam is also known by its Latin name, which is Ensis ensis. You can find the sword razor in the eastern part of the Atlantic Ocean, which is also known as FAO Fishing Area 27. One of the places where you can find razor clams in FAO Fishing Area 27 is at the coast of North Sea. Since this is close to the Netherlands, we are able to catch most of our razor clams ourselves. After we've caught them, we depurate them. This means that they are kept clean in salt water to spit out the sand. In this way, you will not have to have sand in between your teeth when you eat the razor clams. After the razor clams have depurated, we freeze them to keep them fresh. As a supplier, we sell razor clams with their shell. Let's see what the calories are. Right, so a generic Pacific razor clam cooked, serving size 3 ounces. So out of 3 ounces, you get 126 calories, so they're quite low fat, they're good. 4 grams of carbs, which is 15% of your daily allowance. 1 gram of fat and 21 grams. Look at the protein in these razor clams. Fucking packed with protein. How does this food fit into your daily goals? One gram of fat, 21 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, 95 milligrams of sodium, 57 milligrams of cholesterol. They seem alright. But mussels, razor clam, muscle car rock lover, man. Mussels are so much better for you, mate. They're so much better for you. Let's have a look at the nutritional facts of mussels, people. A summer superfood. There we go. Summer superfood, people. This is what I'm talking about. And if you can't eat mussels like this in the shell, you can buy the jarred stuff. Am I still sharing this? Yep, I'm still sharing it. Fuck off with all these. Right. Mussel nutrition, a summer superfood. Have you wondered about the nutrition of mussels? Those cute little shellfish that can be served cooked in or out of the shell. Mussels are available fresh, smoked, canned, and even frozen. Today I will be highlighting the nutrition from mussels because they are delicious, versatile, and jam-packed with health-promoting value. Get ready to dive in deeply as we explore the nutrition of mussels, how to prepare them, and how to incorporate in your diet. Hint, preparing mussels is easier than you think. My mussels story. Funnily enough, mussels were the one food that terrified me as a child. I remember my nono making them as part of a family dinner. I was too alarmed to even try them. Anything that involved opening a black shell was enough to deter me. However, as I got older, I gave them a try and found the chewy texture, mild and salty flavour appealing. Ever since, I often order them at restaurants as an appetizer. This summer, for the first time, I made mussels at home and they were outstanding. Recipe here for my white wine mussel and tomato cream sauce. My life lesson: in life, if something scares you, do it anyway. Likewise, if a food intimidates you, try it anyway. You might be missing out on a future favourite. How many mussels in a pound? The Tourism PEI website says that 1 pound of mussels is approximately 20 to 25 mussels. This is about 1 cup, 4 ounces of meat. As a general estimate, 1 pound of mussels can serve one person for a main meal or 2 people as an appetizer. So this is the nutrition of mussels. In reference to 3-ounce serving, according to USDA National Nutrient Database, they are low in calories, approximately 150 calories, low in fat, 4 grams of fat and 1 gram of saturated fat. A very good source of omega-3 fats, 500 to 1000 milligrams, which is helpful for heart health, lowering triglycerides and promoting brain health. High in protein, 20 grams per serving. This is an ideal amount for meal serving. Read about the power of protein and recommended amounts here. High source of vitamin B12. This is the equivalent to 340% of daily recommended amounts. B12 supports the formation of red blood cells, supports the nervous system, and is a nutrient that often needs boosting among elderly, vegetarians, those with a history of anemia. Speak with your dietitian if you're unsure if you need to take a supplement. And this is what I've realised, people, this summer, since I've been eating mussels. My skin, the tan. Like before, I would just burn in the sun. Just fucking, I'd go red and then my skin would peel. But my legs are brown. Like I look like a fucking Arab or a fucking Spaniard. Over 100% of daily selenium requirement. This supports your immune system and thyroid functioning. This is what I was talking about, people. Approximately 275% of manganese requirement, which is important for bone health and helpful for metabolizing proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So let's see the mussels. Iodine. And people, iodine is so important. It's never really mentioned. This is ones I eat Irish mussels. Mussels are rich in protein with a low calorie count. They may therefore form an essential part of a healthy diet. As an excellent source of iron, mussels are beneficial for growth and immunity. Mussels are an important source of other minerals such as zinc, iodine, and selenium, which help guarantee good health. And these are some things you'll never find in fucking a plant-based diet. Mussels are a rich source of vitamins such as B1, B2, and B12, and vitamin E. They help, therefore, maintain energy, repair damaged cells, and have a good anti-oxidation properties. So here we've got a little chart, the type of seafood per 100 gram raw edible portion. So we've got oysters, mussels, crab, and prawn. So you can see here, the oyster has more water than the mussel. The mussels have more protein than the oyster. Oyster's got the 10.8, mussel has 12.1. Crabs have got 19 and prawns have got 17. but they are kind of fish. Lipids, 1.3 in the oyster, 1.8 in the mussel, 0.6 in a prawn. Carbohydrates, 2.7 in the oyster, 2.5 in a mussel. Energy, oyster has 65, a mussel has 75. Crab has 128. I might actually start eating some more crab, people. Energy, 275, mussels 312. Mussels are particularly rich in vitamin B12 and B2. The vitamin B12 plays a key role in the normal function of the brain and nervous system. The vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin, is an easily absorbed micronutrient which is required for a variety of cellular processes and plays a key role in energy metabolism. So here you've got some more charts. Vitamin B1, B2, B6, B12. And look at the B12, people. And this is what a lot of you vegans are lacking. They're lacking the B12. They think they can lick the ground and get it off dirt or some shit like that. But a lot of people are lacking vitamin B12 and iodine. And people, if you eat your mussels, I'm telling you, or something similar to mussels with similar nutrient values. So mineral content. Mussels have excellent levels of sodium, potassium, iron, and iodine. Sodium is an essential element for our body. The sodium ions are used by our cells to build their electrostatic charge and thus allows transmission of nerve impulses. Sodium is classified as a dietary inorganic macro mineral for animals. Sodium's relative rarity on land is due to its solubility in water. Iron intake is important to avoid iron anemia, which leads to fatigue and weakness. Women are particularly vulnerable to iron anemia during childbearing age. This is because of periods, people. So women are more affected by this vegan diet because they need the iron for their periods. When they release the blood, a lot of iron goes with it. And a lot of women on the vegan diet, their periods have just stopped. It's disgraceful. And it's disgraceful how veganism has been promoted. And I said this to my missus, I says, the governments are pushing this shit. And she said, no, they're not, Jed. They're not. Do you know what? A few months later, the government are saying, the extinction, the carbon, veganism, if people ate less meat, there'd be a better climate. And the government are fucking pushing it, man. I don't give a fuck what people say. Iodine is required for production of the thyroid hormones, a key hormone acting on gene transcription. So people, we've got the type of seafood again: oyster, haddock, mackerel, salmon, mussel, tuna, prawn. Sodium. So the oyster has 510 milligrams. Haddock is only 67. Mackerel 63. Salmon 45. Mussel 290. Sodium. Potassium has 320, which is one of the highest, higher than oysters. Calcium, it's only got 38 calcium, but it's still higher than every one of these apart from the prawns and the oysters. Iron, high in iron, 5.8. Zinc, 2.5. Iodine, this is what I'm talking about, people. Iodine. Compare it to tuna and prawns. Look, tuna 30, prawns 21, salmon 37, mussel 140 micrograms. Selenium, look, 51. The only thing higher than mussels with selenium is tuna. So people, I don't, here we go again, mussels. Mussels are a fucking superfood, people. Mussels are definitely a superfood. And even if you don't like them, just throw them down the hatch, swallow them. You get a little jar, you get about a dozen, maybe 14, 16 mussels in a jar. You'll feel the benefits, people. Like I said, like my skin, the tannin on my skin has been on another level this year. Right, have a look at chat. if you eat a head load of some fish, do you get mercury poisoning? I heard there's certain fish like shark and tuna that women should avoid because they're high in mercury. Dan says VB is immense. Always good watching Jed. Glad and VB ha. Rock Lover, you just left last night in Jed's hangout. You missed the bit where VB got angry. They got a mega free. 40 minutes of cleaning, it said. Yes, Dan, VB is off key, but it's a good watch. If you eat a head of some fish, do you right? My muscle story. The shells, though, your bin would be full of shells. Well, that's what you can buy the ones that aren't shelled. My family loved jellied eels. I won't touch them. Well, eels are probably good, but see where they get them from, like down London, they get the fucking jelly eels out the Thames. And the Thames is just a big fucking sewage plant. The Thames is just full of shit. You're eating jobbies. You're eating fucking jobbies when you eat out the Thames. So jellied eels, I probably wouldn't eat out the Thames, but I would maybe eat eels outside of the Thames. London, England. Greek god Santan. Scotland have the finest langoustines, like a tiny lobster. They all go to France. Scotland has very clean seawater because of the Gulf Stream. Rock Lover, it was classed as peasant food. The Londoners were so poor they used to catch them from the Thames. Yep. More usable vitamin C in oily fish than fruit. Dan says, I'm off out in a bit. Def gonna get some mussels. I love rabbit peasant food. Iodine. Mussels and Guinness. That sounds, by the way, that is a perfect combination, Dan. A beer and some mussels, because the mussels are salty and they make you want to have another swig of your beer. Mussels and beer. Perfect. Complementary perfection. Bill Gates advocates vaccine for population control and also makes fake burgers. So is he on the fake burger? On the fake burgers now. Oh, that's population control for you. Eating out of the Thames sounds horrendous. It is fucking horrendous because the thing is with the Thames down London, the sewage system in London, it was only built for, I think it was 5 million people, maybe 2 million people, the sewers in London. And now there's like fucking, 9 million people? So every time there's rain, all the sewers get blocked and all the Thames are flooded with shit from the sewers. It's disgusting. Disgusting stuff, people. Right, anyway, I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anyone's got an opinion on this before I shut the hangout down, you're more than welcome to come in and tell me any benefits of your diet. Tell me if you've tried veganism. Was it good for you? Because I do think it benefits people that are maybe overweight. Fat people can go on a vegan diet for 6 months. You'll soon lose your fucking weight. But then once you've got to your optimal weight, have a balanced diet after that. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't fucking stay on the vegan diet and just waste away to nothing. Vegan diet's good for losing weight. Yep. But this has been quite a productive hangout. It wasn't meant to be, but it's turned into quite some good information in here. And people, if anyone takes some advice about mussels and starts eating maybe a couple of jars a week, please tell me, because I've felt so many benefits. Best vegan killer video is Veganism Destroyed in Under a Minute, Ted Nugent. The thing is, the vegans are so brainwashed into a cult. Because veganism's a cult, people. You see the way they act, you see the way they preach, you see that glazed look in vegans' eyes. It's almost like flat earthers. They've got that fucking glazed look. They just look through you. And it'll take more than a minute. Destroyed in under a minute. It'll take more than a minute. I can understand why people go vegan too, because of animals. And I love animals too. I fucking, like, if you watch my live streams, animals actually are attracted to me. They come towards me, fucking animals. I just make a wee noise. I go, to a fucking horse or a cow or a fucking some kind of animal, and they approach me. You know what I mean? So I love animals. I've got this fucking bond with animals, but at the same time, they're my food source. You know what I mean? Right, people. It looks like no one's up for joining. And Muscle Car Rock Lover, he's got so much to always say, never wants to say it on camera or say it on a speaker, even. People would maybe value your opinion more, Rock Lover, if you actually showed face. Ever wondered why crow and seagull follow combine harvesters? They're eating all the dead animals mashed. I went a walk with my son one day when we first moved out to the countryside. We thought we'll explore the area. We'll find little places to explore and stuff like that. And we're walking around a farmer's field, and I can only describe what we seen as a fucking meat bag. It was just like, you couldn't figure out what animal it was. It was a large animal, but its leg was fucking bare. Its fucking head was off. It was just mangled. It was just a mangled mess. Your fucking skin, bone, and fucking. It was a deer. It was a deer. Once you stood there for about 5 minutes figuring out the anatomy, what it was lying in front of you, you figured it was a deer. This poor fucking deer has been mashed in a fucking combine harvester. I mean, like, vegans didn't actually realize that how many animals die during farming. So Fyodor Dostoevsky says it is a culture bonding thing, like how in Asian countries they still eat cats. Anyway, good stuff, Jed. Take care. Cheers, mate. I heard they still eat cats and dogs and stuff over there. And maybe that if that's your main, if you've got a fucking government that fucking has you under the thumb and you're so dirt poor and you're fucking, I can see why people maybe eat cats and dogs. I can see it. I can even see the whole eating a rat burger, like in fucking Demolition Man, like eating rat burgers. The people are living under the sewers eating rat burgers. I can see why certain cultures will go to those lengths through poverty and wartime, and they'll make food out of anything. They'll make food out of anything. And now when you go and visit these countries, it's a delicacy. Oh, try this, try that. It's a delicacy. When really it was a peasant's food that they were eating when the government were fucking slaughtering them. And that's the only thing they could eat at the time, like maybe fucking even pizza. Pizza, that's a fucking peasant's food. It's just a fucking piece of bread with leftovers thrown on the top. And now it's Domino's. You pay 30 fucking pound for a pizza here now. 30 fucking pound for a pizza. And it's peasant food. It's a fucking piece of bread with leftovers thrown on it. Fucking hell. And this is what we've been brainwashed into thinking all these kinds of foods are fucking good. And they're shite. Meat. Meat is what you want. Lamb, beef, fish. These are the things that you want. Dairy products, eggs, milk, cheese. Not fucking pizzas. Not fucking plates and plates of salad. These are bullshit. Bullshit food. Right, people, I'm going to end the stream. And I'm going to maybe start just a random fucking stream after this one. Maybe 5-10 minutes after this one. Just a random stream about random topics. This one was mainly focused on veganism, flat earth. And I'm a white guy. I'm presenting it, so I'm evil. So evil white guy, flat earth, veganism. It's all here. I'm happy. You're happy. Everyone got a mention. During the war, the UK government said to keep caged rabbits. Yep. I don't think I've ever tried rabbit. I think I've maybe had it in a pie. I've had a game pie, a gamekeeper's pie. I think I had like pigeon and fucking rabbit and wee bits of like fucking game in it. But I've never ate rabbit like as an individual meat. Hey, yeah, Jed. Right, people, I'm going to end it here. And fuck it, I'll just start a random stream where people might join different topics. We'll see. We'll see what happens. P. Mars is dating advice and diet, vegans, etc. Good subjects. I think P. Mars has got good dating advice because he's been so bad at it. So he knows what not to do. P. Mars is an expert at not what to do on a fucking date. He's just not very good at doing what you're supposed to fucking do. He's a master at what you're not meant to do. So he can give you good fucking advice of what not to do on a fucking date. Anyway, it was good seeing you all, people. Hope you enjoyed this wee stream. And I'll see you in the next one very shortly. Cheers. And remember, eat your fucking mussels. Eat your mussels.